Hello and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 13, Week 4. It's 4 for real this time. We're looking at the QoP Circles, we're looking at EDNH, we're looking at Game 2. And we're looking at same bands from QoP Circles so far. Still looking at that Enchanter, still looking firmly at keeping Blue Jay out of his comfort zone. And EDNH, perhaps correctly, taking a look right at that Oracle themselves. I think the Oracle pick in the last game just made it very, very, very difficult for them to just even live.
Yeah, for sure.
And with a very one-focused lineup like they got, it would be hard to argue that that taking Oracle out is a good idea, or is a bad idea, I suppose. It'd be hard to argue against it. Just being able to casually put saves on somebody, being able to casually just extend the life of your pause one is a big value thing. Because it doesn't matter how scary US Danny is if CombinationBean gets like 4 or 5 more seconds to just punch him in the jaw, you know?
Yes, it's true.
Radiant team pick.
And no Ogre Magi. I think another correct assertion. I do think the support line in that game had a lot to do with their success. Just the combination, like I mentioned in the post-game rundown there of Game 1, just a combination of Ogre plus the Viper, Ogre plus the Wraith King, just made them physical damage machines. Only
DP
downside
first.
to this, of course, is that EDNH let the Death Prophet through.
Yeah. Vomit.
EDNH let the Death Prophet through against a lineup where the guy who is managing them watches all of their games.
5 seconds remaining.
Very interesting. Taking some time on this specific pick. I assume there are some unhappy faces instantly just seeing that DP come up instantly, though they do get a Void Spirit here. If there is a half-decent answer to the DP in a lineup, I will say Void Spirit's not a bad one.
What about Furion?
In a way, I guess, you know, if you want somebody to counter that rat, a nice core Furion could do that job for you, though you have to wonder what position he's going to be playing in. Unless you're me and you know, but you have to be wondering if you're at home.
I also know, because I got the scoop.
Yeah, you got the scoop. Somebody on this team is gonna get the scoop in a minute here. Instant DP is just a very definitive, I think, flex pick. At least 3 places you can be fairly confident DP might end up here. Vengeful Spirit as well. Vengeful Spirit and DP look pretty appropriate together, don't they? They're like the player 1 and player 2 palette. Interesting choice to ban out the Ember Spirit here again when we already have what is almost certainly a mid picked out. I don't think anybody else but Moon is going to be running the funny 4 Void Spirit.
Yeah, it's a Moon pick for sure.
But then again, given how this game goes, I guess you can't actually rule that one out fully, can you? Nomedusa again. Looks like outside of the first round, EDNH is going to try and run back most of their Game 1 bans. Though there are a couple of notable exceptions so far.
Dire team back.
No sniper. There will not be any sniping in this game. I don't blame them, frankly. No OD. I don't blame them either. They actually had the opportunity here to just snap OD up here and run 4 OD. A bit surprised they chose to not do that, but I'd say OD more or less will be Baladec's signature hero overall, especially considering his performance in Season 12. So it is a bit surprising they elect for the ban rather than just
5
picking
seconds
him
remaining.
first thing next round. Though
Yeah.
I guess OD is not exactly what you want against the swap and the silence here. OD into VS is just kind of bad on multiple levels. You know, you got the stun, you don't want to deal with that. You got the swap, you most certainly don't want to deal with that. And you got the Wave of Terror, which makes your already brittle bones just that much easier to get rid of in the aura. You know, same thing. So I can see why you wouldn't necessarily want to do that, but I don't know if it's enough of a counter to say, yep, nope, no way we can do this.
Dire team ban.
After much deliberation, PL has been eliminated from the runnings. Interesting how they let that through the last time when they had the I think a setup that was much worse kit to deal with it.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
And no Wraith King. Much more of an eclectic roster at Banzai here. Everybody except Crafty Potato has at least one on his head. Poor Crafty Potato.
Seconds
Yes.
remaining.
I'm here.
I wonder why you said
Never
that
left.
in response to me saying absolutely nothing. Looks like EDNH going to be running the Viper this time.
Viper.
Bringing it up for their own uses.
Yeah.
I do like
Classic.
the Viper Nature's Prophet combo here. I think that's a pretty nasty duo there, and you kind of add Void Spirit to make a triangle. It's a
5
good in
seconds
theory, but it would require all these people to be laned well, assigned
Yes.
sensible roles to get that much out of it, I think. Wonder
That's
why I'm
true.
saying that so much. Huh. I think maybe they were going to run back the Viper here. Looks like they're putting a lot of time on the clock all of a sudden. Perhaps either they're going to run back the Viper, or perhaps they were going to pick up somebody just very vulnerable to the break. But either way, once again, the time ticking away for the QoP Circles here.
Radiant team pick.
I am the Juggernaut. I could care less about the Viper.
There
I
you
do
go.
not care about the Void Spirit. I feel like every jug pick so far in this tournament has been a pretty good jug pick. Like,
Yes.
seems like every time we see him, it's just, you know, just a good time for the Juggernaut to appear. And this is definitely one of them. The,
5 seconds remaining.
you know, just very much somebody none of these guys, in particular Void Spirit, really wants to deal with. I mean, Void Spirit can dodge the ult at least, so there's that. You can just take a powder during the Omni Slash. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, he can't do anything reasonably to Juggernaut. Which means that your 2 cannot beat their 1 ever, at any point in the game, realistically. And you just throw a Centaur War Runner right on top of that. You know, why not?
Alright. Classic.
Tell you it's a really nasty combination of things. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Exorcism Stampede.
That's good.
10 seconds remaining.
Exorcism Stampede with the Life Drain stuff as well.
5
DP
seconds
is going to be a
remaining.
pretty tough customer to deal with this game.
Yeah, alright.
At this point,
So
PA definitely good against the
yeah,
Jug,
it's a
but
good match for the Juggle.
PA, great matchup at the Jug, but not too good against anybody else in this lineup.
10 seconds remaining.
Centaur Warrunner has enough health and is going to, just not somebody you ever really want to be throwing the knives and blanking on. And Death Prophet is somebody, especially of core, that you're just never going to kill.
Yeah.
No Necro. Thinking we might be looking at a Viper mid here, perhaps.
10 seconds remaining.
Necro will be a lot nastier this game as somebody that, you know, Centaur Warrunner has to immediately build around. Though there's enough magic damage on that lineup that you can say it's a pretty safe bet where Centaur is going to be going this game anyway.
Right.
Radiant team banned.
No Lina. Definitely thinking it's going to be a support DP here.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
No Lion. It's very interesting. It seems they're having trouble determining exactly how these guys on the board are going to be laning.
Yeah.
Which isn't much of a surprise. This juncture will
10
be,
seconds
I
remaining.
think, quite difficult to tell.
5 seconds remaining.
On the other hand, the QoP Circles line up outside of DP, fairly self-explanatory. You know, I think, you know, DP could be your 5 or could be your 2, but not particularly likely at this juncture to be, you know, like a 3, and certainly it's not going to be 1. Also, imitating the enemy Blue Jay. They're imitating the enemy Blue Jay strategy of the 5 Juggernaut.
That would be funny.
Is this a part where EDNH just runs out their entire reserve time clock?
It is.
Thinking really hard about this last ban. A lot of debate must be going on right now.
Radiant team pick.
No Windrunner. Very interesting. I don't like Windrunner into PA, and I don't like Windrunner into Viper unless she's
Alright,
laning
cool.
against him. And yep, we're gonna be running the Mech Coddle here again. Just ends up getting through the ban.
Oh, where's Death Brother going?
You know, you
Like
should
four-
probably
four
trust
DP?
me. You should probably trust me on this one.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, it seems weird to me.
5
But
seconds.
sure.
Well, Kai hates playing his DP. There you go.
Okay, that's fair. Who doesn't, honestly? I don't blame him.
I'll just stake in this last pick. He's got a lot of roles they really need to fill here on EDNH. Like, most notably, they are in a complete lack of CC. They actually have 0 stuns on this lineup, though. It is a bit hard at this juncture to say how much stuns are going to do for you with that jug there. What you need is a Bane.
You may now select.
And this ain't Bane.
Yes.
They're going to have a very hard time doing anything to jug this game. It's going to be all up to PA, but they have so many answers to PA on the QoP Circles.
Yeah.
Like, the very worst thing that could happen is, like, PA throws dagger while Jug is spinning, Jug gets crit, and then he just gets swapped out. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be very, very difficult for EDNH here to do anything really to Jug. It's going to be very difficult for them to work around that DP as well. I do understand the Earthshaker conceptually. But I don't know, it's like Earthshaker against the guy with a blink, Earthshaker against the guy who's going to be able to knock your own teammates to the wrong side of the fissure in the Coddle, Earthshaker against Swap, Earthshaker against, you know, Deathbrow who just doesn't care, and Earthshaker against Juggernaut who doesn't care in a more literal sense as he can just avoid the damage and the stun and just eat you from the other side. Like, I understand the concept of the Earthshaker pick. I think I understand the concept of all these picks, really, but you know, put together, they don't make much, and there's something funny. There's something funny about the person playing that Nature's Prophet, but I can't quite put my finger on it. I sure hope that's
Sure.
not their Pause 5 playing as
Oh, of course it is.
features on the mids here. I like that. Both guys just lost games coming into this.
Your anger
That's sad.
is useless here.
My anger is a little useless here. My hotkeys aren't working for this board. Okay, now they are.
Doesn't it?
A little bit. we'll say this. CC issue isn't as pronounced on the QoP Circle side, but it's still going to be kind of hard to be catching a lot of these people until that the Coddle Axe comes in. Need that
Yeah.
need that Will of the Wisp really to do that much. The Stun and Slop is going to be good, and the Centaur Stomp is going to be good, but you know those stuns are not long, and they're really both one-person things unless people are really just hugging each other here.
30 seconds to
To that end, there is a bit of a CC deficit on both sides, though I will certainly say with the Coddle Ags and the DP Char both potentially on the menu in this game, it is at least going to be a drift at some point for the QoP Circles, where I don't know if you could say that for EDNH. Like, I guess if PA like builds Basher into a Bessel very early, that's it.
Yeah.
That is something you really don't want to do as PA.
begins.
That's true.
It's a massive dent in your ability to farm.
2 for 2.
Yep. It's very simple splitting the runes here. DP comes here to bot rune spot to check out, but doesn't find anything. Earthshaker going to cut off a couple of the creeps behind the fissure here, but not all of them.
Yeah, that was
The
intentional.
Blue Jay, is this only one tree out now? No, where's the other one, bro? What happened? Did you just use your E on one tree? Perhaps it just got eaten by somebody in the river. It's going to beat the hell out of Tall Balls here. And
Wait.
now we wait. Gam, comma, E bad.
Game
Lagging on
bad.
bean. No, it's Gam, comma, E bad. Gam, E bad.
I like how the trees move in between each skip.
Yeah, they're still
Still active. The trees aren't paused at least.
yeah. And we're back. We'll start in most of these lanes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, just kind of trades, casual
Yep.
trades.
Centaur almost just stomped on the train alone. That would have been funny. A 12-year-old boy not looking so good down here.
Dire's middle
Very
tower
well-timed
is under
pull
attack.
from Baladec. Likely not a 12-year-old, just kind of goes down the creep wave, just is in a bad spot. Her own creep wave, I mean, like, you know, if she has to navigate around the wave coming in.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Rip. Second time in a row.
Yep. Poor Bean's Courier. I don't even know what Bean's Courier is. I have to check that at some point. You know what my courier is, Randy? Here's your 91-200 pop quiz.
Tank bot.
It's Stinkbot, baby. You got it.
Uh,
Crafty Potato walking, getting a little messed up by the Nature's Prophet there, but has a Sav on hand. The Prophet himself going to be waiting a minute. He's got Tangos to time him over, though. Does have Sav coming in and Tangos.
Yep. Get that regen.
Yep. Stop there. But just not quite enough to actually get the range creep deny. I like the stun on the triage. I do not like. As it stands, I'm already really not that much of a fan of Viper getting the break, goo and lane, unless you got a really nasty passive to worry about. And hey, in fairness, Blade Dance is a pretty nasty passive, but like, you're not gonna use it you're not gonna get rid of it, he could just spin. I already
Yeah.
am not a big fan of getting the Viper Goo in lane unless you're mid, but man, getting it against Chug feels super bad. This is already going to be a hard enough lane for Viper, and I think not a 12-year-old just kind of made it a little worse for herself there.
Bounty.
Pull top, up circles off lane. Kind of breaking up in their attempts to contest here, but ultimately not going to get much done. PA starting to get some hits off on the Centaur there, but
Is under attack.
the return is making it very tough, losing a lot of health in this process.
Yeah, finds it pretty funny at least.
The second VS walks out of lane, though, they immediately go back in again. And first blood just happens somewhere weird. What the hell is that? It's like Kai trying to make an early rotation bot, but just
Oh, that's sad.
Void Spirit ends
Slapped
up
by the
falling on
remnant.
him.
Finish how it began.
Does not work out for him. Graduate Potato in a mess of trouble here. Ends up going down to the knife. Notably, interestingly, going down with the hoof stop actually up there. Not really sure why it wasn't Aeneas. You can definitely tell these guys are watching to a good degree how the off lane is moving around. You notice, like, literally the very moment that Tall Ball's left lane there, like the second Tall Ball's left, immediately they just jump on the Centaur. And suddenly what looks like an awful trade back and forth for them turns into a dead Centaur runner. Good sequence there.
Blink away.
He's going to force PA to blink away, but on the other hand, he's also going to force half her health off. There's some regen on the Nature's Prophet, though. It's a bit hard to tell how much it's going to be doing. Got a lot of ways to get rid of that. I'm going to go through here looking for the PA.
Okay.
He's in jail here, though. But now it's kind of hard to tell who's the one in jail. Ooh. Tanny barely getting the kill there.
Bounty.
Has the boot, so he's fine. And immediately saved up, though.
Builds. Yeah.
Yep, Saz right in Centaur's face. So, just about half a salve coming off of that. Yostani probably still used to the old salve timing. Earthshakers come to pay a visit to
Guys on the wrong
lane.
side of the tracks.
Yep. Earthshaker is a fairly nasty solution to the Coddle mid problem at the very least. No, you know, a lot of the time with Coddle, right? It's just a simple matter of you can just position yourself a million miles from the lane, just do whatever you want to and get away with it. Though the problem with the Earthshaker in the lineup there is why isn't Centaur standing right next to that lane, just denying those range creeps? Well, the Earthshaker is that Earthshaker can punish that fairly easily. Interestingly, Nature's Prophet trying to just steal this wave, just make it go back, but that might just go the wrong way for him. US standing in major danger here, going down to a wave of terror. Very good. I think pulling the wave out might have been a bit of a misplay there, as the PA had nothing to jump onto, which he finally goes down.
Right.
Centaur comes and hits DP one time.
They're on the
It's a
same
good
team.
turnaround. Yep. Not this Centaur.
Yeah,
It's a good turnaround for the offlane, you know. So they took an early spell and that ain't good, but that's a good way to start turning that around. And Centaur Warrunner is carved himself out basically as many last hits as PA is getting, and notably PA getting at this point radically less than the Juggernaut here in the offlane. To say this offlane is not going well so far would be an understatement. It seems that the only person on the Dire is doing remotely okay here is the Earthshaker, and it's not too surprising because look at this matchup. What do you do?
Void Spirit's coming down.
Yep, Void Spirit's coming down with Invis, but again, just a very hard sell when he gets anything done to anybody but the DP. He's going to go in on the DP.
Yeah, just delete
just
DP immediately.
melted. He'd be very behind for levels right now. Level 4 at this juncture, which ain't great.
Blue Jay, they have 4 down here.
Yeah, CombinationBean definitely overstayed to this. He's gonna spin and TP though, and they can't do anything about this.
Unfortunate. If only Nature's Prophet had that leash shown, it'd be easy.
Hey, come on, Nature's Prophet. Why aren't you
Why are you level 20, bro?
yet?
That's super good against Shulk, actually, I feel like. If it does go through Magic Immunity, because you can leash Pango and Ball.
Right.
So, if, you know, you get a leash for the Jug.
It's gonna be a long time till you get it.
Yeah, for sure.
So-
It's a pause 5 NP, so
Yeah.
it might not even be guaranteed that he does get it.
Vanguard comes out at the absolute perfect time for Centaur Warrunner here because after what just happened and the pull out of Nature's Prophet to bot in an ultimately unsuccessful kill on Jug, Phantom Assassin no longer wants any part of this wave. And you know what? I can't blame her. So Crafty Potato picks up the Vanguard, just starts tanking tower shots, takes it down ultimately for the QoP Circles' first tower. And really, I would say the first time so far this offlane has, in my opinion, had a clean win over its opposition. So that's a good sign. There's no. You can say many things about this EDNH lineup. You can say many things about the Baladec team, but I think you would agree with me that the offlane or their safe lane is not going to be on the list of their problems.
Right.
I think it's actually disproportionately good, one of the better ones, but the game around it tends to not be so great. Baladec going deep in here, looking for a kill on who knows what, but he finds a death instead.
Unfortunate.
Centaur Warrunner couldn't figure out who he wanted to go in on there, just ultimately gets nobody. It's a little loop around the track trying to figure out, do I want Viper, do I want Void Spirit? Maybe assumes Viper's dead, not actually true. You know, Randy, there's something we often say on these casts.
What's that?
If you chase 2 rabbits, you lose them both.
It is true.
Aggression against the towers in all the lanes here. Perhaps no surprise given this lineup. Once again, of course, QoP Circles notably, just a very aggressive push lineup, though not quite more against the waves this time than the towers, as you might say.
Oh, rushing for an E-Bleed. Always fun.
I like Nature's Prophet sending the Treants into the jungle, just fighting Crafty Potato, taking the more dangerous farm out there, and just saying, never mind. Though, you know, what's he gonna do to Jug if he finds Jug? Just watch him chop a sprout tree down and walk away. Oh, this ain't so good though. Earthshaker looking right at the Juggernaut stacks.
Unlucky find.
He is. Okay. Spin's about to be gone.
Yep, Echo Slam! Echo Slam in the Ancient Camp, and Juggernaut is down.
That's super sick by Baladec, actually. Wow.
So, he will pay for it.
Yeah.
At least, looks like he might pay for it. Not the Coddle slow, it is, well, no, we have the Centaur ult for it. We are definitely wanting to get revenge, but just too far away when that comes out.
He slips away for that? Oh, man. Pause 4 just solo killed your pause 1.
Yeah, it's rough. It's very rough. So it's not a bad idea to have somebody a little closer to that when you're doing these dangerous early game stacks. I think a lot of people overestimate Pause 1's ability to take these stacks early game. It is definitely no shame to have like VS sitting there just dropping wave on the lineup. partially to help your Jug actually farm in a good time and get VS a little chunk of XP too, and partially to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Centaur Warren are going all in on early Hood here. Actually taken out before Shard. I think it's a good idea in this specific case. They got so much reach out already in the form of the VS and his own ult. The important part is going to be surviving when you get there. Kai does have his slow now, so he's getting closer to being a particularly credible threat. It's actually charging right down on US Danny here, but
Yeah.
US Danny gonna unintentionally almost log into that camp. He's picked himself up a Battle Fury. Look at the net worth here. He has pulled ahead of Jug after that spill at the Ancient Camp. Juggernaut not been having a great day, though. There are a lot of stacks throughout these jungles for Jug to catch up on. I don't know who's making these stacks here, but they're doing good work for it here. Juggernaut definitely. Once Jug finishes that Maelstrom, gonna be in a great position to start taking these. It's just one of the many reasons that I'm not envying Blue Jay playing the Nature's Prophet this game.
Yeah.
So this kind of turns into a farm factory. Uh-oh, this ain't great for the Void Spirit.
Okay.
He does end up getting out of there.
The Great Escape.
I think what you do in a situation like that, rather than just standing around the circles waiting for him to come out, is you move somebody back here to try and anticipate that, get rid of him. You can definitely own yourself trying to over-anticipate the Void Spirit dodge, but it does not hurt to have insurance for a case like that.
Yeah.
I'll take that as tribute.
Another stack here in the jungle for Juggernaut to take out. And Maelstrom is finally up. I am the Juggernaut. Lightning comes out of my sword. I am farming too far up when there are people in that bot lane. But PA is not brave enough to go in on Jug quite yet, so nothing comes out of it. Really probably should have let the Furion go first there, but...
Right.
Gotta feel a little bit for the Viper here. Does not really even have the same amount of net worth. Not the same amount of net worth, but does not have considerably more net worth than the Nature's Prophet.
Viper's not a farmer.
Yep.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Interestingly enough, Viper's starting with a Maelstrom here. I'm not really down with that concept as a 3. Once again, not a 12-year-old boy. Building really more like a mid than like a pause 3 here in this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Baladec bringing him himself at least to try and defend this top T2, but takes a very well-timed glyph to do the job. If you're wondering just how strong that kill on Jug is, Shard's out already for him.
Yep. Very good.
Isn't that much combined with the rest of his inventory, but it's still definitely showing itself well. Quicksilver Amulet on the PA. It's a very convenient item for one of those many heroes where it's always up when you need it most. You know, last game you had the Quicksilver on the Wraith King for a lot of the game. Just a bit unfortunate because, you know, Quicksilver is going to be up for a very large portion of the time, though it's a time you're not necessarily going to be wanting as much to fight. You know, I think I've said in the past it's somebody on Wraith King, but I've done more meditation on that statement, and no, I don't think it is. Stop right after you're stunned, though, so there's that.
So we got smoke.
Yep, Smoke looking at Coddle here.
Yeah, definitely.
Coddle smells the smoke a little bit and just gets the hell out. Meanwhile, look what his team's doing. This is great strategy from the QoP Circles here. You know, everybody's down bot chasing Coddle. What do? We hit Exo, we start going for T1, T2.
I think they did find Cole, at least.
Nope. The
Good
Centaur
stampede.
ult gets them the hell out, and nothing comes of it. I'm not sure why DP TP'd here, though. In fact, this sort of half rotation here, that was very botched. It was great strategy, but the rotation, the attempt to save there, just really made things a lot worse. It would have been better if they just stayed at the T2.
Okay, no, it's not.
Star Warrunner gonna get quite bullied for his trouble here.
Yeah.
It's taken so much to kill him, though. With a combination of these two items at this point, pipe on the way too as well. They drop the whole world, it feels like, on poor Centaur Warrunner and just do not get results.
Okay, getting caught by the remnant. Okay.
Getting caught by the remnant,
Oh,
perhaps
it's
more importantly,
deleted.
deals in advance. It's deleted. Juggernaut is here though. Juggernaut wants to fight! Juggernaut just casually APA! Just casually ate! Woo! An Omni! Casually APA Viper and the Void Spirit. And one
Why is
big
the whole
Omni.
village here?
Under attack.
And then Kai tips US Danny. Because I guess he deserves it for some
Dire's
reason.
middle tower is under attack.
Jeez.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
If there's anything that just showed, it's definitely a fool's endeavor to try and be killing the Centaur Warrunner right now, especially with that pipe coming out. They just simply
Yeah,
just
they used
do not
so
have.
much resources
Dire's
on
middle tower is under
not
attack.
killing Centaur, and then they didn't have anything to defend their entire team.
Even if they had successfully
Okay,
against
there's this,
Centaur, that probably wasn't worth it, but sticking around there wasn't worth it either. That Earthshaker Shard is very lethal. That Earthshaker
Yeah,
Shard will
that's
kill
it.
you. You cannot stick around at places with low health against Earthshaker unless you know where he is.
For- at that
Or
rate.
Void Spirit, yeah.
Bounty.
I think without DP ult there, you just don't press your luck. It's a very, very greedy push there, I think, from QoP Circles.
Is under attack.
Will lose their T1 in kind, but man, it's taken so much longer for them to take out a tower than the other way around.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah, shows up to try and put some time on the clock, but just ends up going down instantly. Our Warrunner running in here. Forgets his Quelling Blade till it's rather late. Baladec lineup doing everything they can to try and get the hell out of here, just making so
Yeah.
much of a retreat. Coddle
Rather
Flow comes out on the
good
Earthshaker.
disengage.
Oh my god, he's so close to dead. He's
Blade
dead.
is dead. Yeah.
E-Blade comes out.
Dire's
This T2 might die in her back door. Well, especially if Jug's here, and especially if the creeps are here. The creeps make it very easy to die under back door.
Well, no, it makes it impossible to die under backdoor, because it wasn't under backdoor anymore.
Well, I guess that's true. Deso just now coming out on the PA has turned the net worth chart in their favor. That one Coddle Wave Blast is all it takes to turn it back around. Has, in the span of those last fights, actually turned it around on Juggernaut, which you definitely wouldn't think. But, dropping that streak in such short time did not do Bean any favors.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
okay, and this is maybe an echo?
This looks like a
Sure.
really good echo.
Dire's top tower
But they don't want
You have to
to
wait out. You have to wait out the spin,
Yep.
and by the time the spin is out, they're already disengaging super hard. So
Yep. Once again, they just dropped so much on the Centaur. They have nothing for anybody else.
yeah, they did kill Centaur this time, so is that at least?
They did kill Centaur, which is great, but how much did you just have to put on the board for the second lowest net worth core?
That's true.
Shay, that's where you're supposed to be as pulse 3, mind you.
middle tower is under attack.
Luckily, Warcarp is starting to fall off a little bit for money. He's going the going to E-Blade route.
Is under attack.
He's got a Yules for himself here. We saw that a bit earlier. He used that on Kai. And by the way, has his own E-Blade if you somehow didn't figure that one out. Is this the right game to go E-Blade? I guess. I guess it's not bad here. Still not going to do anything for you for Jug. Jug is still going to be a big issue for them. Especially as Jug starts to get a bit more money, get more tank power, and get things like, say, Manta style, which are going to help a lot. But, until that point comes, just lost bot team 1 to Creeps. They're all coming out, trying to get everybody here. Silence stops the Earthshaker. Kai's getting out! Well placed silence by the DP. Fissure cuts that fight in half, but Warcarp trying to TP out, but he's got nowhere to go. Earthshaker actually bought there. Very good fight for QoP Circles there. The everything just came out at the perfect time in that fight. Like those perfectly timed silence from the DP. I think it's a perfectly timed ult from the Centaur. You know, so much went in. You know, the Baladec team so far, you can tell that there's they're starting to wreak a little bit of desperation. They're just going so far for these kills. It's just not working out for them.
Yep.
So much investment going in on everything they see, and it's just QoP Circles are starting to really take advantage of that, starting to really make some big counterattacks on them. Tell you one thing we haven't really seen yet. We haven't seen a really cool swap yet. When's that coming? Come on, tall balls. Mr. Balls. Gonna be Roche 1. Very casual Roche attempt here. It takes a very long time, but there's not really any help to do anything about it. Juggernaut is immortal.
I think there was so, but I just don't think they saw.
Well, even if you see that Roche going down, they have the Centaur Warrunner ult and they have the Omni Slash. I don't know if you're going to be doing much about that at that point, unless you get a fantastic go in. Not with the Coddle. Coddle is so good at just. Oh, this isn't good for Blue Jay.
Yeah, that's rather unfortunate.
Ooh, there we go. That's the swap I was talking about. We're gonna kill him? Okay, good. Just kind of sat there awkwardly staring at him for a second, but you know, that's the swap we were talking about.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Between the Coddle and the VS, there's so much don't engage on me in this lineup. Like, it screws blinks, not like they have many blinks. You can just easily, instantly remove somebody from a fight offensively and defensively. Like in a real 5v5, which to this point we haven't had that many of, but every time it feels like it just goes well for the QoP Circles here. In a real 5v5, like, they got so much ability to just pull in and out. They have so much ability, even if they lack CC, to control the flow of the battle, control the positioning, that, you know, outside of Void Spirit, who's starting to fall at this lag, and I mean, he's fallen behind Crafty Potato at this point. You know, it's getting just very frustrating for them to do even the most basic stuff, and poor PA is very flummoxed here. His finishing her BKB, though, that is going to be a power spike for sure. Of course, Kid Dynamite's going to come on here and flame PA for not buying BKB first, but you know.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think I agree with you. I don't know. It's like, what does BKB really do? It just stops Coddle from messing with you, but that hasn't actually happened this game so far, really. Doesn't stop the swap, doesn't stop Exo, certainly doesn't stop anything Jug's doing to you. Stops the spin damage, I guess, but not even that much spin damage, because got the Shard now, and the Shard does not care about your eggs. Helvan Tunic coming out on Juggernaut. Queen must be happy. Viper has a BKB here, and Viper BKB I think is actually in an even worse spot. I don't think I would have bought the Viper BKB this game at all. I don't think it does anything for you. The Centaur Stomp, that's like pretty much it. like you wouldn't care about, because you have so much magic resist already. If you build Eternal Shroud, you already don't care about what, you already don't care about what the, Coddle's doing to you. And Viper's just gonna die in seconds flat. That's the 9-second BKB that just got completely eliminated from play there. And a near full Exo still here for this T3, though they are a little unwilling to actually pursue this, even with the Viper down. Really fearing perhaps an Echo Slam? It's a little hard to say, though I don't really know if this retreat is particularly warranted with Aegis down. I'm just gonna look at a tower here, though. It's just the sheer existence of the Earthshaker sure are gonna put a stop to that.
Yeah, it's really annoying to push uphill against this team.
Well, it's really annoying to push uphill against the Earthshaker. I don't know how much anybody else has to do with that fact.
The hidden path reveals your
Big Carp as well, just randomly knocked out. Crafty Potato just kind of stuck around up here too long. Definitely should just pulled out with the team. Even if it was probably right to be assaulting this T3 right now, it's wrong to stick around if nobody else is there. But certainly with a Void Spirit on the enemy team. But so Void Spirit, if Void Spirit had the Ag, certainly that would be a it would be a lot different as far as their uphill ability. But it's a very, very ambitious play there by Warcarp. Once again, just VS swap right out means nothing's happening there.
Kai will try to beat up
Miss.
Blue Jay a little bit.
Yep. He'll miss a flashlight and Blue Jay will get away. That's very sad.
He
Oh boy,
gets
needs
away
his
either way. Doesn't have a stun for the TP.
True, but I think he probably at this point with the Dagon 5 probably has enough damage to not care about needing a stun. Aegis just expires on Jug.
Yeah, it did right
Perfect
before
time to go
fight
in!
The Echo!
Yule Scepter from Carp eats the entire Omni Slash, but he's still low enough. He just sets to leave. US Danny just eating everybody on the back lines there. Takes out both Coddle, VS, and the Centaur Warrunner.
How many blades am I holding?
Centaur vaporized.
And DP gonna go down too. Just
They're gonna get 4.
gonna waste a hell of a lot of time in this effort though, but that ain't great.
Good Echo.
Yeah, it was a very good Echo. I think the fissure was really the more important thing there. Just split up that fight so badly. You know, everybody was left with the guys they didn't want to see. Like, Jug was sitting there, Omni-slashing Void Spirit and Yule, just wasting the whole thing. The, well, PA just got to eat all the guys bot. Centaur Warner just kind of
Centaur's
gets... Yep.
stuck in a Viper, Nether Toxin.
Right.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, that's sad. It's
Poor
getting
Blue
even
Jay.
sadder.
Yo, why is the whole village here?
Radiant's
But,
middle
no, it's
tower
actually
is
getting
under
really
attack.
unsaid. Nobody can catch Blue Jay.
Why is the whole village here? They got him.
Okay, they can suddenly catch Nature's Prophet now. They're gonna lose T2 mid here for it though. Ready Potato taking a peek uphill here. I don't know if he likes what he saw though.
Yeah, definitely not.
Got a swap. I think that was supposed to be on
Yeah,
Crafty Potato. But either way, the swap, was a success in some capacity, I suppose you could say. Centaur Warrunner did not die, so you know
God,
that's the good
Kai.
news. And Coddle is getting harder and harder for them to deal with.
Yeah.
That wasn't the play.
That's unfortunate, yeah. I think, if BKB was up, he could have done that.
But BKB not up.
So he just threw the bag into the face, and okay.
Carp just eats Coddle, and I don't know.
Michael.
Is there Or yeah, just gets eaten by the Coddle. Just gets eaten by a flashlight at the last second. Coddle is hungry for more! He is not done here yet.
Doesn't have a
But,
stun.
does not have a stun still. Desperately needing something to stop that from happening. Looking at a Yules here. Not a bad situation. Not a bad solution to the
Dire's
problem.
middle
As
tower
CombinationBean is just going to walk up to this tower and eat it. And Blue Jay is just going to sit there and watch. The good news is that the Viper Gleipnir is almost done.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Say the least, this Viper build was not the way to go this game. Randy, I got a question for you. You've played some PA in your life, right?
Yeah, I played PA.
How much does PA like armor broken enemies?
It's pretty good for PA. Just,
Yep.
just deletes people. I mean, you saw it with the Centaur in one of those last fights.
Right. What do you think would be happening in this game if Vipers, say, had the ability to just throw armor break at, like, Juggernaut, for example? Just very
It's
casually.
more Viper shard propaganda.
Yeah, more pro-Viper sharp propaganda. There's also a bit of Viper, oh, there we go. Viper sharp propaganda successful. Not a 12-year-old boy is listening to me. Hooray! Gleipnir is definitely just... I think Gleipnir on Viper is a lot less necessary than it looks on paper. I don't know, I just found more success without it than with it. Especially early. Like, super late, yeah. But I feel like early on, most fights, you're pretty much just gonna have one VIP. You really want to be sticking to the goo, right? Like, for the most part, what are you gonna be looking at here? And just having the Rod of Atos casually is just fine. Warcarp desperate to get away from the Juggernaut there. You definitely see how badly this specific combination is just really going for them at this point. Like, Warcarp cannot even be in Jug's neighborhood or else he's just in danger of dying instantly. Which is not great at, 35 minutes when you've been up for a decent portion of it. Of course, you're starting to fall more and more now. Jug number 2 going down, there's going to be a... Oh, excuse me, there's going to be a shard inside this one. And Kaiser's gonna eat Blue Jay at bot lane too while it's happening. Finish that, Yules perhaps? Yep. I don't know if he needed it, it's not on cooldown, so. Poor Blue Jay can just not rat anymore. He's just lost that ability completely. Rush 2.
Yeah.
Shard is going to the Centaur, it seems. What's that? Cool double edge.
Alright.
Not a bad shard. I don't know if it's the best shard in the world. I think I probably would have given it to... Okay, DP already has it, so NVM. Even NVS has it, so yeah, that's fine. For the last shard, for making use of it, it's fine. Coddle using it? Yeah, it's decent for Coddle. But it's fine. US Danish is going to push the hell out of this mid lane. And Tall Balls are just going to stick around to die. I really don't know what the plan is there.
Unfortunate.
But the good news is that they are wasting some time here. Nexo's just coming out on this tower. This is a very, very questionable assault on the behalf of PA here, I think. Just running right through a load of ghosts. Right for the Centaur Warrunner. Baladec just going to randomly die a bot. I don't know why the QoP Circles are turning around here. This is really just not a fight they lose anything by taking. Just very scared to fight without Kai, I guess, but like, I don't know, they should be.
Yeah.
Oh, good stomping by Centaur.
Yeah. And he
And Kai
instantly
has
deleted
showed up.
the Alright. So somehow Coddle and Death Prophet got let through in this game.
Yep.
Don't let that happen again.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is
Oh, this is so sad. He's not even gonna do anything! Just wanted to put a little fear of God into him.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
I don't know, I don't think this is surprise. I don't think this is particularly winnable anymore for the Baladec lineup.
Top barracks has fallen.
Crafty Potato doing more damage to this tower from return than he has with his actual attacks, I think.
Why do you let these heroes through? Just
Great
don't get it.
question.
I mean, I guess I don't have to worry about it anymore, but
Well, they do, because, you know, the...
I have to worry about Cuddle.
yeah.
But,
Go now boldly.
and there
Blue
it
Jay
is.
goes down. Once again, US Danny calling the GG. And that's it. "2-0 for QoP Circles. Everybody on the BBC this week was wrong."
That's true.
Well, start with the most obvious thing here to me, alright? As far as EDNH, not a 12-year-old boy needs to go to the Pause 3 School of Itemization. 2 games this series, not a 12-year-old boy, just built like a bootleg mid in 2 games. It just didn't go well. Just did not feel like she was able to stand up to really much of anything. And in this game, she ended up with more farm than her actual mid did, and it still felt like that. That's not great. I think taking a second look at itemization, thinking about the situations more, definitely be great for her. And as I say every week, if you want somebody to talk to about that, I'm a very easy person to reach. The Pause 5 Nature's Prophet didn't work at all. He just didn't do a damn thing this whole game. The Earthshaker was good. I thought the Baladec Earthshaker was actually really good here, but
Yeah.
he just didn't have a team that worked around it. You know, Baladec goes in and he gets 1,000,000 damage done, and then US Danny flies in, and oh wait, nope, US Danny has 7 things that go through BKB to try and wade through. He has to wade through the Exoghosts. He has to deal with the swap. And he has to deal with the fact that even on his best day, there's still really 2 people on that lineup that he's just not going to be able to jump on. 3 if Jug's quick on the draw with Omni Slash.
Yes.
So, I think Baladec played a very good Earthshaker here. Probably the stand-up performance in the game, but it just didn't really matter much. It seemed like US Danny kind of checked out at this point. Like, definitely just did not feel like he was playing to his best. I think delaying the BKB, but buying it anyway was just not great, because it's like a lose-lose. Like, if you get it early, you're at least going to be able to use it when you're still dying in the time of 1 Centaur ult or 1 VS, not Centaur ult, but 1 Centaur swap or 1 VS stun. But, like, getting it so late, it wasn't coming handy against Coddle, because you needed up 24/7 to be good against Coddle, and it wasn't coming in well against, like, any of these other guys, because half of them don't care about your BKB. You know, if there's any time where you guys had an excuse to not just run it on every core, it was this one today. Carp was just trying to run. Carp was trying to run that E-Blade, the funny E-Blade, but he actually gave up on that at some point and started building up an Ags instead, which is interesting.
Yeah, he did.
Ags certainly would have been very useful this game very early on. I think this is just trying to follow the funny meta builds rather than the situation, to be honest with you. Like, an early silence in this game gets a lot harder. Like, you know, Jug without the spin. Now, Jug can easily spin the silence, like, spin when you're about to silence. I do think it is hard to get the silence off on Jug there, but, you know, Jug spins, and then he stops, and he's about to Omni, and then he gets silenced. That's a bad spot to be in, so I think Baladec's lineup, once again, I do think the draft really kind of let them down a bit, but I think itemization just did not go well for them this game. That Phos 5 Nature's Prophet, not great.
Yeah.
Crafty Potato, I just noticed, actually ran that rare Centaur Eggs. I do think the Centaur Eggs is probably a little better than people kind of give it credit for. I think, you know, 30% reduced damage while that Aghanim Scepter is running. That means everything. You know, it's not 30% less physical damage, 30% less magic damage, it's 30% everything. That means even pure damage is going down. So, this is a very interesting pick up this game. I think, given the fact that, like, for PA, like, you're not going to be building Crimson against PA. Like, sure, that'll knock off her ability to do damage when she's not critting, but late game, you know, by the point you're thinking about that, that's not going to matter, right? You just crit through it. She's critting every half second anyway. The Shivas doesn't help that much because the attack speed is so fast that, like, it's just such a minuscule drop, and it does help though it's not the greatest in the world. I think the centaur Ags here is good. I think his itemization in general in this game was good. He was definitely feeling the late blank, but I don't think it ultimately mattered that much. So definitely good itemization on him. The lane phase was still a little rough, but he managed to turn it around. I think clean victory there. I don't know if the Tall Balls VS did that much, to be honest with you. He had a couple of cool swaps, but like, I don't know. He couldn't have cast that more than like 5 times this game, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, it's way better than just constantly swapping yourself into death. He had some cool stuns, but, you know, maybe something to consider working on that for the future. Anything more to say?
Not for me.
Alright, so with that being said, if you're somebody you know, want to learn Dota 2 on a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg to sign up today. It's too late to get into Season 13, but you can always be a stand-in. We're looking for way more stand-ins. And today's mystery sponsor will be revealed next time.